Welcome. Welcome to today's lesson of English grammar presented to you by your very own Pankaj sir. Today we will go to the next part of direct and indirect speech. I hope you found the last class helpful to your understanding of direct and indirect speech. At the end of this class, you will be able to change the mode of narration of exclamatory sentences, change the mode of narration of optative sentences. I hope you will be more confident in changing the mode of narration of exclamatory as well as optative sentences. Let's go ahead. So in front of yourselves, you can see some examples. Yes. Can you guess what these expressions are of? Yes, the first one expresses anger, second one expresses sorrow, third one expresses joy, whereas the fourth one expresses surprise. What do we call these kind of sentences? Yes, a sentence that expresses a strong emotion and ends with a exclamatory remark, ends with an exclamatory mark. Uh, Often, even the exclamatory remark may end with this exclamatory mark. These kind of sentences are called exclamatory sentences. Yes, exclamatory sentences. That a sentence that expresses strong emotion. Okay, let's go ahead and let's take down some sentences. I hope you can clearly see some sentences in front of yourselves. What do these sentences express? Let's see. The first sentence expresses joy. Second sentence, of course, expresses sorrow. The third sentence expresses wonder at the beauty of the place. And the and the fourth sentence expresses anger. Anger for being late. So now let us go to a detailed analysis of this sentence and then changing the sentences from direct to indirect speech. So let's take a couple of sentences. So if we are changing the first sentence from direct to indirect speech, the structure of the sentence will be like this. The boys exclaimed in joy or exclaimed with joy. Both are accepted. And then the linker, they had won the match. Let us see the part by analysis of this sentence. Boys is the subject, and why we had become they? Because here the speaker of this sentence is boys, and in the reported speech, first person is always related to the speaker. I have told this in my previous class also. Yes, exclaimed in joy is a exclamatory remark, and that here is the linker. Whereas why this they have has become had, because the reporting verb in the sentence, see, it's past, and that's why in the reported speech, in the indirect speech, the verb has become had. In the same fashion, let us look at the next sentence. Yes, exactly in the same fashion, the is becoming was. The reason is Yes, this time you have guessed it correct, because the reporting verb is past. But do remember, in all the cases, the linker, the connector, the conjunction joining the reported speech and reporting verb in both the cases are that. Okay. Now let us go to the next point. You can see two more sentences in front of yourselves. So if we are changing these sentences from direct to indirect speech, once again we will come across the same changes. Yes, exclaimed in wonder is the exclamatory remark, that is the linker, and why was, because the reporting verb in the direct speech is past. That's why it is becoming was. Moreover, a very important point to note is, look, the exclamatory remark in the direct speech is changing to full stop in the indirect speech. All right, let us look at the next sentence also. In the same fashion, you will see the next sentence is undergoing yes. This is an important point. You must note it down. Here, she is telling something to me. All right, so listener is me. And in the reported speech, I have told in my last class, the second person is always connected to the, see, you is the second person is always connected to the listener. All right, that's why this me, sorry, this you is connected with this me. Accordingly, you can change, see the change in front of yourselves. Yes, yes. So that once again is the linker, and why it is becoming was, it was are in the direct speech. Why it is becoming was, because the reporting verb is past. All right, reporting verb is past, and this you is becoming I, because you here refers to me. Let us move ahead. So these are some expressions, and whenever we come across this expression, we will have to use these words in our uh, reporting verb in the exclamatory remark, expressing joy, expressing regret, so on and so forth. Let's go ahead. Yes, this is something external, something, sorry, this is something central to the understanding of direct and indirect speech, transformation of direct and indirect speech of exclamatory sentence. In indirect speech, the exclamatory phrase or word is replaced by exclaim with joy, sorrow, regret, surprise, contempt, etc. And a connective, that means the linker, conjunction which is used is, of course, that in all the cases in the indirect speech. I hope you will note this point with extreme importance and care. Let us go to the next point. Here are some more solved examples of indirect, direct and indirect speech of exclamatory sentence. These sentences, these solved examples will definitely help you have a better understanding of transformation, change of direct and indirect speeches of exclamatory sentence. In some cases, as you can see in the second sentence, a sentence can be transformed into indirect speech in more than one way. Here you can see the example in front of yourselves. Okay, now let us go to the next. I hope you can see, and this is the need of the hour. Everyone is folding and putting his hands together and praying to God to save the earth from coronavirus. In the next sentence, you can see, may God bless you. It's a kind of wish, it's a kind of blessing. Yes. So, whenever we find a sentence that expresses wish, prayer, we call that kind of sentence as optative sentence. That kind of sentences are called optative sentences. If such sentences expresses wish or prayer. Okay. To make our point more clear, let us take some examples. Some mother said to me, "May God save the earth from coronavirus." Or the girl said, "Oh, had I the wings of a dove." What do these sentences describe? Let's see. The first sentence, you can see it's describing, it's expressing prayer. And the second sentence, you can see, what is it? Can you guess? Yes, your guessing is correct. It's a kind of wish. So when we are given this kind of sentence, what to do in order to change the sentences from direct to indirect speech? Let's see some more illustrations and examples. So let's take the same example for our illustration. So may God save the earth from coronavirus. Oh, had I the wings of a dove. So what is the first sentence? It's a prayer as we described, as we discussed in the previous point. And the second, yes. So if we are changing this into indirect speech, see, since it's a prayer, so the old man prayed, and once again see like exclamatory sentence, the linker, the conjunction here will again be that. It will again same that. And of course, there is an interchange of subject and this modal verb here. And to remember, in all direct speech, in all indirect speech, the sentences are always changed into assertive sentence, and hence it will end with a full stop. And that's why the subject will come first and will follow the verb, and hence the God will come first and then might. Why might? Because the reporting verb is past. Okay. Second sentence, it's a wish. So accordingly, the sentence will be changed into the girl wished that she could have the wings of a dove. Okay. So exactly in the same fashion here also, who is this I? I is of course the speaker, means the girl, and that's why it is changed into she. And this had is becoming have because it precedes could. Why could? The reason is this is a kind of wish. I hope these examples will give you a better understanding, and you will be transformed, change the nation, the direct and indirect speech with more confidence. Now let us take some points to remember that in sentences containing a wish and prayer, the verb in the reported speech is always changed into wished and prayed. And tense of the indirect speech is changed according to the tense of the verb in the reporting speech. Tense of the verb in the reporting verb. All right. So this is something which we have already discussed many a time. Let us go to the next point. Let us take some more examples, solve examples. These solve examples will help you understand this transformation, this change of optative sentences well. Yes, remember, prayed, wished, blazed, and remember that most of the optative sentences starts with me. See, here also, here also. This also we could have written may long live the corona warriors, but instead we can also write it like this. Both are accepted. Okay. Now here's going to be a challenge for you. These are the some sentences I have written for you. You can transform, change this direct speech into indirect speech. I hope you can understand what kind of sentences these are, and you can post your comment, your answers in the comment box of this video. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope now you will be able to transform direct and indirect speech of optative and exclamatory sentence more confidently. Thank you very much.